Well, more than one Western military analyst has told Fox News that Putin's new weapons may, in fact, really be able to evade Western missile defense systems. Putin also said, Sandra, that these weapons that he has just obtained do not exist anywhere else in the world. That has yet to be confirmed. But one highly respected Russian military analyst I spoke to earlier said that these weapons are for real and that the nuclear arms race is back on full scale. Now, Putin rolled out several videos this morning with computer animation to show these missiles, which he said were as fast as, quote, meteorites making their way to the Americas and around the world. Among the items, he described a nuclear-powered cruise missile and a nuclear-powered underwater drone. The weapons haven't all been named yet. He even suggested the Russian public write in their suggestions to the Ministry of Defense. Putin said these weapons were developed after the U.S. withdrew from the anti-ballistic missile treaty when Russia was on its knees. So it had to figure out a way to defend itself. That Moscow's protestations about ditching the treaty were ignored by the U.S. The quote of the day, probably from Putin, was perhaps, quote, "Nobody listened to us, so listen to us now." He also said, after all the applause from the audience died down, "I hope this will, quote, sober up any potential aggressor." Now, finally, Sandra, the former head of the Foreign Affairs Committee of the Senate, said that actually this just proves that Russia is absolutely not weak. But he also said he believes the Western media will have a, quote, hysterical reaction to today's announcements. But it also opens up dialogue with the West for further discussion about mutual missile defense.